Okay, so we are continuing our football club history series. In this video, we're looking at Dagenham and Redbridge Football Club. Their nickname is the Daggers. They play their home games at Victoria Road, which has a capacity of 6,078. Smaller stadium, but Dagenham and Redbridge have spent most of their existence since 1992 in the non-league. And for a non-league stadium, it's quite sizable. For a football league stadium, it's on the slightly smaller side. But it's a decent sized stadium. The club only goes back 31 years, founded in 1992 as a merger of Dagenham Football Club and Redbridge Forest Football Club. Now, Redbridge Forest Football Club itself was a merger of three clubs back in 1881. That was Ilford Football Club, Leytonstone Football Club and Walthamstow Avenue Football Club. So, in 1992, for the start of the 92-93 season, Dagenham and Redbridge, the brand new Phoenix club of sorts, replaced Redbridge Forest in the old Vauxhall Conference. However, their stay in the Vauxhall Conference doesn't last. They're only there until 1996 before they're relegated to the old Isthmian League. Now, the Isthmian League is still going, but the non-league has been restructured in more recent times. So the new National League system, you've got National League and then you've got National League North and South. So they would have been basically playing in National League South if they were relegated today. So, 1996, they start their existence in the old Isthmian League. They're promoted back to the conference in 2000, and in 2007 they finally make it to the Football League. It's only taken them, 15 years at that point to become a Football League club. 2010 they're promoted to League One, and in 2011, after only one season in League One, finishing 21st, they're relegated back down to League Two. Their stay in League Two, their second spell in League Two, lasts 5 years before being relegated back to the National League in 2016. They have not been back to the Football League since. 9 years was their stay as a Football League club in a 31-year existence. So, not great, really. They only spent one season in League One, but they never really kicked on. It was too much for them. They struggled in League One their one season. They even struggled in League Two, to be fair, in their second spell in League Two. They end up in the National League. They've remained there ever since. It shows how hard it is to get out of the National League as an ex-Football League club. And in some cases, ex-Football League clubs have ended up in National League North or South, or even tumbling below that level and going bust. I look at Hereford, Chester, for example. They've really had their troubles. Boston United, another club that hasn't really done well in the non-league since being relegated out of the Football League. And we can look at Boston United because they're a very complex club with a lot of issues off the field. But guess what? Dagenham and Redbridge have some issues off the field. They're embroiled in the 2013 English match-fixing scandal. Now, I'm not going to delve into the match-fixing scandal in too much depth in this video. I'll do that in a separate video. But basically, an attempt was made to fix the result of AFC Wimbledon against Dagenham and Redbridge back in 2013. Now, thankfully, that attempted match fix did not come off. The National Crime Agency got involved, and there were some arrests, including of active players. I believe a player who was playing for Whitehawk Football Club was arrested and investigated, and there were some other agents and players and a betting syndicate from Singapore actually involved in trying to fix a League Two match. That's where Dagenham and Redbridge get involved. Now, I think that is the darkest day. Now, whether there were people at Dagenham and Redbridge in the ownership or the playing group actively involved, obviously we'll have to delve into that in the video that we'll do on the match-fixing scandal. But that's a dark day. And it's quite troubling that the lower levels of the English game, at the lower end of the professional scale, are being fixed. But you can see why. Salaries and wages are much lower at the lower levels than Premier League and Championship, and you can easily tempt players to get sent off, take a booking, score an own goal, miss a penalty, that kind of thing, like spot fixing and match fixing. It's easier to tempt a lower league player who's making less money to do something in order to get a fixed result in a betting market. Now, the fact that it involved a Singaporean gambling syndicate, and bearing in mind gambling laws in certain parts of Asia, it's illegal to, play sports bets, or it's very highly regulated. There's a big black market criminal world involved in match fixing. Now, there were several match fixing scandals that came out in the 2000s and 2010s, not just involving the lower leagues of English football, and we'll look at that in greater detail in another video. But that's their darkest day. Now, let's have a look at some records. Wins record. Their non-league win record is an 8-1 against Woking in 1994. Their Football League wins records, they've got 2 6-0s. One against Chester City, where they beat them in 2008, 6-0, and one against Morecambe, where they won 6-0. Their record attendance, now this is very, very interesting, comes as a non-league club in the FA Cup third round on the 5th of January 2001 against Ipswich Town. So they do have issues with attendance even now. They've never sold out Victoria Road. So there are nearly sold it out, but not quite. And that's probably due to the away end and Ipswich not taking up their full allocation of tickets. They have never sold out a league game. So attendance is still an issue, which was one of the reasons why Dagenham and Redbridge, the two Redbridge Forest, merged together in '92, was lack of attendance of both clubs and financial issues. So looking at that record attendance below capacity, attendance is an issue. We've seen that with a few clubs. Forest Green Rovers, Salford City and Dagenham and Redbridge. We've seen attendance issues with some of these smaller clubs with smaller stadiums. Can't sell them out. That could be a concern going forward. But there we go. There's a brief history of Dagenham and Redbridge. There's some records in there. That 2013 match fixing scandal was a bit wider than AFC Wimbledon, Dagenham and Redbridge. It involved a lot more pieces in play, and we can delve into that. And there were arrests made of active players who were active, who had agents, who were playing for clubs, who were registered, were involved. Now, we can look into that in greater detail, and we will. But for me, for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from Dagenham and Redbridge fans, their best moments as fans, their lowest moments as fans, how long they've supported the club, because some of these more niche clubs, these lower league clubs, the view counts are fantastic, and I do get a lot of feedback from fans of clubs you would not expect. You would think the bigger clubs like your Liverpools, your Man Uniteds, your Rangers, your Celtics, that would get a lot of feedback, but it's more the smaller clubs where I'm getting responses in the comments section. So I'd love to hear from Dagenham and Redbridge fans about their club. Thank you very much for watching, and I will have some more content for you very, very soon.